तो प्रेम ध्वनि के लिए भी कंटिन्यू रखना। हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ जगिरी वरधारे। जय जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। जमुना तीरा बनचारे। जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जायो राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे राधे। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौरा हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद के जय। नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। राम राम हरे हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 19 and verse number 44. Tasmaidam Bhagavatam Puranam Dasalakshanam Proktam Bhagavata Praha प्रीतया पुत्राय भूतकृत। तस्माइदं भागवतं पुराणं दशलक्षणं प्रोक्तं भगवता प्राह प्रीतः पुत्राय भूतकृत। तस्माइदं भागवतं पुराणं दशलक्षणं प्रोक्तं भगवता प्राह प्रीतः पुत्राय भूतकृत। Mataji's. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Thereupon the supplementary Vedic literature Srimad Bhagavatam, which was described by the personality of Godhead and which contains 10 characteristics, was told with satisfaction by the Father Brahma to his son Narada. Purport. Although the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken in 4 verses, it had 10 characteristics which will be explained in the next chapter. In the 4 verses, it is first said that the Lord existed before the creation, and thus the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam includes the Vedanta aphorism, Janmadhyasya Taha, is the beginning at the 4 verses in which it said that the Lord is the root of everything that be. Beginning from the creation up to the supreme abode of the Lord, naturally explain the 10 characteristics. One should not misunderstand by wrong interpretations that the Lord spoke only 4 verses and that therefore all the rest of the 17,994 verses are useless. The 10 characteristics, as will be explained in the next chapter, requires so many verses just to explain them properly. Brahmaji had also advised Narada previously that he should expand the idea he had heard from Brahmaji. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed this to Sri Rupa Goswami in nutshell. But the disciple Rupa Goswami expanded this very elaborately, and the same object was further expanded by Jiva Goswami and even further by the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We are just trying to follow in the footsteps of all these authorities. So Srimad Bhagavatam is not like ordinary fiction or a mundane literature. It is unlimited in strength, and however, one may expand it according to one's own ability. Bhagavatam still cannot be finished by such expansion. Srimad Bhagavatam, being the sound representation of the Lord, is simultaneously explained in 4 verses and in 4 billion verses all the same. Inasmuch as the Lord is smaller than the atom and bigger than the unlimited sky, such is the potency of Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Jnanathimmirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada writes about the 10 characteristics or 10 subject matters of Srimad Bhagavatam. The first is Sarga, the elemental creation. The second is Visarga, the secondary creation. Third is Sthanam, the planetary system. The fourth is Poshanam, Krishna as the protector of this world. And the fifth is Utaya, the creative impetus. And the sixth is Manvantara, the period of Manus. Seventh is Ishanukatha, the beautiful pastimes of Krishna, science of God. Seventh is Nirodha, dissolution or annihilation. Eighth is Mukti, ninth is mukti, liberation, salvation, and the 10th is ashraya. That Krishna is the absolute truth. He is the shelter and ashray of all living entities, of everyone and everything. So Krishna is the shelter. And also the devotees of Krishna, on behalf of Krishna, they also create a shelter for all living entities. Like Srila Prabhupada, he created a shelter all over the world for all living entities. There are many saintly people in the world. They are individually very powerful, very pure at heart, very scholarly. But after their departure, their whole mission collapses. But Srila Prabhupada, he gave the system, he gave the institute, he gave the temples, he gave holy name, he gave books, he gave system, he gave lifestyle, and he gave the festivals, so that all the living entities, even after his departure, they continue taking shelter of Lord Krishna's lotus feet. So, Prabhupada created a shelter. Just like in Golok Vrindavan, whatever the activities are happening every day, every moment in Golok Vrindavan, the same activities are happening on this earth planet in every ISKCON temple. Just like in the spiritual world, the gopis collect flowers, they make a garlands for Krishna, the same pastimes is happening here in the temple. The devotees in the spiritual world, they cook for Krishna, they perform, they offer so many services to Krishna. The same kind of services are offered here in the temple. So this is the shelter created by Prabhupada within this material world. And one of the most amazing and beautiful shelter is celebrating festivals. Just like from today onwards, we'll celebrate this festival of Jhulan Lila. In Vrindavan, the Jhulan festival goes for 1 month, sometimes 2 weeks, for 1 week. And we are also celebrating this festival of Jhulan here in this temple for 4 days. And it is beginning from today. So this Jhulan festival, all our Acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and especially Kavi Karnapur, he writes in the detail in Anand Vrindavan Champu. So we'll try to explain a little brief about this Jhulan festival today. So there are many places in Vrindavan this Jhulan festival take place, but specifically the 3 places are mentioned. One is in Kamyavan at Sahasi Kund. The second is at Radha Kund. And the third place of performing this celebration of Jhulan festival is on the banks of Jamuna. And especially during this monsoon season, this Jhulan festival is performed or celebrated on the banks of Jamuna. So Radha and Krishna, they are walking on the path guided by Vrinda Devi. And now they are entering into the forest or a garden which is situated on the bank of river Jamuna. This forest or a garden is called Varsha Harsha because this forest gives happiness, Harsha, to Radha and Krishna in the monsoon season. Varsha Harsha. Therefore, this forest or a garden is called Varsha Harsha. This garden or a forest is so beautiful. This forest is bordered by a line of trees. There are many varieties of trees like Kadamba trees, Tamal trees, Ashoka trees, Devataru trees. All these trees are having a round trunks and their top branches are intertwined, forming a beautiful canopy in the sky. Kavi Karnapur writes that these trees are so tall that one cannot see the top of these trees. So canopies are almost like in the sky. And the moonlight, moonbeams, they understand the glory and the greatness of the land of Vrindavan Dham. So all those moonbeams and moon rays, they try to penetrate these canopies and want to offer their obeisances to the land of Vrindavan Dham. So somehow they penetrate through or filter through the canopy and fall on the land of Vrindavan Dham. So these moon rays, sometimes they appear like a filament of light on the land of Vrindavan. They also appear like small stars. They have changed their position from the sky and they have taken the residence at Vrindavan's land. There are many wild female deers. They are frolicking in Vrindavan forest. And these deers, they mistake this moon rays to be food. They consider this as like white grains, rice grains. They try to lick those moon rays. They try to eat those moon rays. So these beautiful canopies are decorated with white chamaras. Those white chamaras are hanging to the canopy. They appear like white swans are flying nearby the canopy. So these trees are embraced by the beautiful vines and creepers. So these vines, they have entwined themselves with the trees very tightly. These vines are looking so beautiful with their colorful appearance. These vines are welcoming Radha and Krishna in the forest through their smile. And what is the smile of these vines? Their beautiful flowers are the smiles of these vines. Their beautiful fruits are the breast of these vines. And their newly blossomed leaves are the leaves of these vines. So in this way, very happily, joyfully, these vines are welcoming Radha and Krishna in the Vrindavan forest. Traditionally, the swing or a cradle or a jhula is tied to the tree, the kadamba trees, and not to the tamal tree, because kadamba tree represents the complexion of Sri Radha and the yellow flowers, and tamal tree represents the complexion of Krishna. So when these swings are tied to the kadamba trees, that signifies the superiority of Sri Radha, because kadamba trees, they are more stronger than kadamba trees. So now whole forest is scented by perfume. So all the assistants of Brinda Devi, they make a perfume. And how they make the perfume? They twist the kalpadruma tree. By twisting the kalpadruma tree, they make the perfume. And through this perfume, the whole atmosphere of the garden or the forest is scented. That aroma is enchanting the entire three worlds. So this beautiful swing is suspended from the pair of kadamba trees. And there are 4 golden chains and golden ropes hanging straight towards the land of Vrindavan forest. This forest is inhabited by flocks of birds. There are hundreds and thousands of birds. They have taken their position on the different branches of the trees. Now our Acharya writes, what these birds are doing on the branches, they are acting like a broadcast journalist. So whenever there is any event taking place, all these broadcast journalists, they gather together, they want to note down all the points and they want to broadcast to everywhere. So similarly, these birds are anticipating when the Jhulan festival will start and they want to broadcast this. Therefore, they have taken their respective positions on the different branches of the trees. Now, when everything is ready, somehow, from nowhere, hundreds and thousands of gopis, they have arrived or appeared. It seemed like they have come out from these kalpa ruksha trees, desire fulfilling, wish fulfilling trees. So, these gopis, Shastra explains, their faces are more beautiful than the lotus flowers. They are wearing fluffy petticoats covered over the silken cloth which are extending to their lotus feet. They are also wearing sashes around their waist. Now, further is explained, they have tucked the flower arrows into the sashes or waist belt. Some of the gopis are carrying hundreds and thousands of flasks in their hands. And these flasks are containing beautiful aromatic musk, agaru, camphor, and sandalwood ointments. Some of the gopis are carrying flower bombs. What these flower bombs are? These flower bombs are created by flower petals. They are big flower balls. But these flower balls are so fragile, so delicate. These flower balls will break open simply by breathing on it. That is the delicacy of these flower petals or flower bombs. So all these gopis are now appearing like a well-armed soldiers. They are looking more beautiful than the soldiers of Cupid. So they are ready for the battle of love. So these gopis are walking in the forest, in the garden. The movements of their feet are so graceful. The swans, when they observe the graceful movements of the gopis, they declare, because the swans are famous for their graceful movements. But by seeing the graceful movements of the gopis, the swans are declaring that the gopis are the true ruler of the kingdom of graceful movements. They have given up their position. And the fishes, when they look at the eyes of the gopis, they declare that the movements, the gopis are the true ruler of the kingdom of graceful movements of their eyes. So in this way, the gopis are ready to serve Krishna. Now everyone is waiting, anticipating for Krishna's arrival. Now, a beautiful Jhula, the swing is ready. The assistant of Vrinda Devi, they have decorated the flower, decorated the swing with the most beautiful and fragrant flowers which are collected from the same forest. When Prabhupada came to know that devotees are arranging a swing festival for Radha and Krishna, Prabhupada became very happy. And he gave instructions to them. He said, yes, it's very nice. Please decorate the flower, decorate the swing with the most fragrant flowers. And then he said, keep the cows and the peacocks on the altar along with Radha and Krishna. And then he said, and distribute sumptuous prasad to everyone. These are the three instructions Prabhupada gave for Jhulan festival. So the assistant of Vrinda Devi, they spread beautiful aromatic fragrant flowers on the Jhula, and they covered all those flowers with a thin silken cloth. The goddess of forest, Vanadevi, she had arranged this swing festival, and the goddess of sky, she brought white silken cloth, and she kept those white silken cloths hanging to the canopy. And the goddess of forest, again, she brought all the fruits and flowers, again decorated that canopy on the top. So now Krishna appeared along with Sri Radha. Anand Vrindavan Chapu, Kavi Karnapur writes, when Krishna entered the forest, he kept his left arm on the shoulder of Sri Radha, and he was holding a flute in his hand, in his left hand. With his right hand, he was swirling the lotus flower, twirling this lotus flower, and he was looking so beautiful. All the birds, they started saying, "Victory, victory to Radha and Krishna, victory to Radha and Krishna." When Brinda Devi saw Sri Radha, she became so pleased. She started decorating the hair of Sri Radha with halaka flowers. Now these halaka flowers are very fragrant, and these flowers were used by Krishna previously. Now the same flowers Brinda Devi used for decorating Sri Radha's hair. So as Radha and Krishna walked over the path, and they sat on the dais, on the swing, Krishna was looking so beautiful. His face was so charming. The chakora birds, generally, they drink the nectar from the moon rays. They drink only moon rays. By seeing Krishna's face, now they forgot. Now their priorities changed. They said there is no need of drinking the moonlight. We want to drink this beautiful face of Vrindavan, or nectar and beautiful. We want to just observe and see the beautiful face of Krishna. Because Krishna's face has been worshipped by billions of full moon. So where is the need of now looking at the ordinary full moon? The trees which were in the forest, when they looked at Krishna, their body limbs erupted with a tiny goosebumps. And from their bodies, that honey started oozing out as a torrential rain. So they were in ecstasy. There were goosebumps on the trees. The peacocks, they had seen Radha and Krishna previously, but this time when they saw Radha Krishna in the forest, they started cooing. Kiu, kiu, kiu. So Vrindavan, Kavi Karnapur writes that these peacocks are saying, who are these two personalities? They are so beautiful. The peacocks also glorifying them. So in this way, everyone is simply observing Krishna's beauty, and they want to serve Radha and Krishna. So finally, the swing festival started. Generally, the gopis cover their head with their veils, but now it's a time for service, so they took out their veils from the head and tied to their waist tightly, which because should not disturb during the service. And then they started pushing the swing back and forth, and slowly, slowly, that swing festival started. Now all our acharyas write, gopis, they stood on each side of the swing festival, swing, and then they started singing the glories of Radha and Krishna. Jayo Jayo Radha Krishna Jugal Milana आरती करो ये ललिता Adi Sakhi Gana. Some gopis started singing. Lalita Devi and all other Sakhis, they started offering arati to beautiful forms of Radha and Krishna. Vishakadi Sakhi Gana Nana Rage Gaye. Vishakha Devi and other Sakhis, her assistants, they started beautifully singing ragas and Krishna's glories. Priya Narma Sakhi Gana Chamar Dulaye. And there were many other Sakhis, they were offering chamar, fanning Radha and Krishna. Some of the gopis, they were carrying betel leaves in their hands. When the swing was slowing down, coming to the center, and then occasionally they would offer these betel leaves to Radha and Krishna. All other gopis, they were fully armed with their ingredients. Now the swing started moving. Krishna and Radharani, they were sitting in the beginning, they were just sitting on the Jhula, on the swing. As the swing started moving, the canopies, which are made up of the top branches of the tree, all the flowers, the tree started showering flowers from the top over the bodies and the head of Radha and Krishna. And all the leaves of the tree, they also started, because they were also moving, they also started fanning Radha and Krishna on the Jhulan. Now Krishna wanted to increase the speed. When Krishna increased the speed of the swing, suddenly all the gopis, they took out the colored powder from their waist belt and they started throwing those color powders in the sky. They did not throw those color powders directly on the face or on the bodies of Radha and Krishna. They started throwing those colored powder into the sky. And then, because of the wind, that all colored powder scattered everywhere, and there was a red hue created on the top of these canopies. The gods in the heavenly planet, they were watching, they were observing this Jhulan festival from the heavenly planet, but because of this red hue, their vision was obstructed. Now they were not able to see this. Therefore, they started showering flower petals from the heavenly planet to dissipate this red hue. Now the red hue was clear. Now they are seeing the beautiful pastime Radha and Krishna. And next time, the gopis started throwing flower bombs into the sky. Now those flower bombs started colliding to each other. And those flower balls were so delicate, it would break open simply by breathing on it. But now they started colliding each other. Within a fraction of a moment, all those flower bombs broke open and the flower petals started showering on the beautiful form of Radha and Krishna. In reciprocation, now Krishna also wanted to throw flower petals on gopis. Krishna was alone and there were millions of gopis. But this time, just like when we chant Purusha Sukta, Hari Om Sahastra Shirsha, he has thousands of heads and thousands of arms. Although Krishna was two-handed form, but he again, with thousands of arms, he started showering these flower petals on the divine bodies of the gopis. So in this way, there was a reciprocation between Krishna and the gopis. Now Radha and Krishna, for some time they were sitting on the Jhulan. Now both of them, they stood up. They were holding those golden chains and golden ropes in their hands. And Krishna wanted to increase the speed of the swing. So he pushed the swing with his lotus feet. And the speed of the swing was so high because the swing was suspended to the pair of these Kadamba trees, and these Kadamba trees were established exactly in the center. Towards the east side of the Jhula, towards the east side of the swing, there was Jamuna Mai, and towards the west side of the swing, there was this Varsha Harsha forest, beautiful forest. So when the swing would move towards the eastern direction, it would cross almost half of the width of Jamuna. And when it would move towards the western direction, it would cover the half of the forest. And the speed was so high, the swing would go to the top of the trees and would touch the leaves which are on the top of the trees. And so fast, it was incredible. It was incomprehensible even for the gods of the heavenly planets. The gods have their sportings in the heaven, but there was no comparison. It was incomprehensible even for the gods. First time they were seeing such kind of swing or a jhula. It's moving so fast, and there's length of that duration from half of the distance of Jamuna to the half of the distance of the forest. But now, Sri Radha requested Krishna to slow down the swing. But Krishna, instead of slowing down the speed of the Jhula swing, he increased the speed. Of course, it was Krishna's beautiful wish. So Sri Radha, she was holding the golden chains and the golden ropes with her hand. Now she gave up and she embraced Krishna. When Sri Radha embraced Krishna, Krishna also embraced Sri Radha. Now our Acharya writes, it's like a meeting of two beautiful flowers. Krishna is like a blue lotus flower. Sri Radha is like a yellow champaka flower. So these two flowers are meeting together. And because of the meeting of these two flowers, that fragrance permeated the entire three worlds. Practically every jiva was intoxicated with that fragrance. But there was a worry for the gopis. Gopis were in anxiety because swing was moving so fast, and none of these two, neither Radha nor Krishna, were holding the ropes. They were just standing on the swing. So Lalita Devi ordered all the Sakhis, please stop this swing, because no one is holding the swing. So by the order of Lalita Devi, all the Sakhis, they stopped the swing because they wanted to serve Krishna and Radha with some beverages, some fruits and other ingredients. So, but Sri Radha gave a hint to Krishna, and Krishna understood the heart of Sri Radha. As the swing stopped, Krishna requested Lalita Devi also to sit on the swing next to Krishna. So now Vrishabhanu Kanya was sitting, Sri Radha was sitting towards the left side of Krishna on the swing, and then Krishna requested Lalita Devi to sit towards the right side of Krishna. Our Acharya writes that Sri Radha is standing towards the left and Anuradha is standing towards the right. Radha and Anuradha is Sri Lalita Devi. She is the follower, mini Sri Radha, Anuradha, Sri Radha. So in this way, all the gopis started they started moving and pushing the swing. Krishna was sitting in the center. Towards the left side is Sri Radha and towards the right side is Lalita Devi. So it went on for some time. Then Krishna requested Vishakha Devi to sit on the right side. So in this way, practically all the gopis were sitting with Sri Radha and Krishna. And then Sri Radha had a desire. She wanted to serve everyone. She's so humble, so she had a desire to serve everyone. So now she requested Krishna to stop the swing. And then Krishna expanded into millions of forms. And Yogamaya and Brinda Devi arranged millions of swings in that beautiful forest. Krishna was sitting with each gopi on the swing, and Sri Radha was personally pushing the swing. She also expanded into millions of forms. She was personally alone, was pushing each and every swing where Radha and Krishna were sitting. So now the gopis were beautifully singing the glories of Lord Krishna and Sri Radha. In this way, after some time, Brinda Devi requested all of them, and the swing festival was stopped for some time, paused for some time. And then all the assistants of Brinda Devi, they brought beautiful beverages and fruits and other beautiful prasadam or bhoga. They offered to Radha and Krishna. And then Brinda Devi now requested Shuka and Sari, these two parrots, to glorify Krishna, to glorify Krishna's beautiful activities, his pastimes, his name. So as Shuka was describing and glorifying, he said that Krishna is so beautiful. Krishna has killed many demons which were sent by Kamsa. But when Sridama sees Krishna, he said, "Oh Krishna, you are like a skinny fellow. You are like a flat rice. You have no strength." Somehow or other, some of the spy of Kamsa were present in that garden. Now how these spies were allowed, only Yogamaya and Krishna knows. So they also overheard the discussion and the glorification of Shuka and Sari. And then they said that, why should we worry so much? This Krishna is just a skinny boy. They immediately went to Mathura and informed Kamsa that, my dear sir, we want to give you a beautiful information. That don't worry about Krishna. Don't be in anxiety. This Krishna is just a skinny fellow. He is like a flat. We just heard from Shuka and Sari. He's just like, a skinny fellow. He is like a flat rice. And then Kamsa and all his ministers, they became so happy. And they started laughing. Oh, unnecessarily we were worried about this boy. So in this way, Krishna, Shuka and Sari, they started glorifying Krishna. And now Vrinda Devi requested Radha and Krishna to sit on the center of the lotus flower. And all the gopis were surrounding Sri Radha and Krishna. Now our Acharya writes, of course it's a very esoteric part, so I will not go in deep into the Jhulan Lila. So I'll just end here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We can discuss, but it's not good. I don't want to unnecessarily go into the... so I avoid this subject. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.